Preacher Season 2 premiere on the road. Been a minute since we had the show. We've waited, I believe it's almost been like a full year, and it was definitely a good episode. It was a great first episode. This actually picks up where the comic actually picks up. Like the whole first season is basically like new canon. I don't know if it officially counts as canon, but that was like all new story that wasn't even in the comic books, and this is pretty much where everything kicks off. Like the last scene, I guess, is where the comic starts, like with the town blowing up. I believe that's like the first panel of the actual comic, and this is where things really get going, and I really enjoyed it. We have our first crazy encounter there. First, it starts off as a simple police chase because they're speeding, and then it goes into a bunch of madness, and it calms down for a second. Like, it's crazy because we get the little, high-speed chase, and it's like, oh, well, we're out of gas, we get caught. Simple. Don't do this, you guys stop, hold hands, it just makes your balls, crazy stuff. And it's like, okay, that's not too crazy. Gotta fill up the car, they're out of gas, siphon some gas. No big deal. And then basically some cannons just start coming in and just hitting people, and they just start blowing to pieces, and it is just sheer madness. Heads being blown off, heads being squished. Cassidy was trying to like pull a dude to stop the truck from rolling so he could stay under it for shade. He puts the head there, and then eventually the truck is big enough, of course, and it squishes the head open. You got people just being blown apart as they're ducking behind cars and trying to fight back against the Saint of Killers. They officially announced the name of that character. I knew who it was because of the comics, but it's like they officially announced the name of that character. But he's just blowing people away left and right, and it's like, well, how the f do we get out of here? So unfortunately, they have to siphon gas through intestines, and then they're able to make their escape. They get to like this little shop. Cassidy eats the cat. They get some goods. They take off. Here comes the Saint of Killers. And I don't know what this dude's deal is. He's supposed to be killing the bad guys, but he kills like innocent people as well, because like, I get if he would have killed the guy who was helping him out, the other preacher. It was like, okay, that makes sense if he was going to kill him and torture him and stuff, because he needs answers to get this actual great evil. But this other dude was just like, he was mind controlling. It's like, I can't, and he makes him open his mouth and he rips his tongue out and kills him. And I'm like, why'd he do that? He's supposed to be like the good guy, sort of, I guess. And clearly all he had to do was just go down the road. It's not like there were forks or anything. Like, he just walks in a straight line, which apparently that's all they did too. They just kept on going. But it was just crazy. I was like, he's kind of supposed to be the good guy, I thought. And he just rips this dude's tongue out, and I was like, wow, that's super effed up. Like, he's told not to, basically, don't think that we're even here, act as if we're not here. And it was nuts. I was just like, wow, he ripped that dude's tongue out, and he's dead. That's all there is to that guy. He just killed him. And he just goes along doing his thing, and it was pretty awesome. Like, it was cool to see him. He's just walking down the road. He's doing, like, his horror movie villain thing where he's just walking, but he always catches up to them because they stop in each location for a decent amount of time. But it was just crazy, and they're going along. They're getting some clues here and there. They end up going to the strip club to talk to the manager, and the whole time they were doing that, like, as soon as I saw that TV in the background, I was just waiting. I was like, something's about to go wrong here. I was just waiting for it. So they're talking. It's like, okay, well, they end up having the debate. It's like, well, do I use Genesis on her? And it's like, well, I don't think you should, because it's mind control. It's like, well, what if I use it and then I erase, I wipe her memory so she doesn't even realize that it was mind control. And it's just like, I don't know. Like, granted, her hair is stupid, other little stuff. So they have a full-on conversation. And this woman is getting, she's freaking out more and more. And eventually she stands up, got the knife in her hand. She keeps calling for, apparently she only has like one bouncer. So she keeps calling for the same dude, and you see it on the camera every time they cut to him. He's fighting with Cassidy. Eventually it gets to the point where this dude pulls a gun on Cassidy, and they're struggling back and forth, and the gun goes off, and naturally it ends up killing this woman who's there to give them like this grand answer as to where God went after he left the strip club. So we find out the reason he was there was for the jazz, so that's like a small little clue that they have. But of course, she gets hit and she dies, and then it's like, oh, all right, well, I guess we're out of here. And then they end up at the the little hotel, the inn, at the end of the episode. It's like, okay, well, that was a crazy first episode. And the way it ends, of course, is the Saint of Killers comes along, and he's pointing a gun right at our main character. So I'm like, I don't really know where we should expect this to go, but I'm assuming he's gonna live. And something else that they also did, which I love, this whole episode was them almost finding stuff out. They don't find out about the city. Like, they were super close at the strip club, so they're almost finding out about the city. At the very end of the episode, they show the same commercial, and it's the Ganesh thing. And so when the guy turns around, I won't spoil who it is, but the only reason I even know is because it was in the trailer. So I was like, oh, okay, I know what character that's supposed to be. And so I was like, it's funny that they did that, and then they don't show these characters and stuff. So I was like, okay, I like how they're doing that. So eventually, they will find out about the city. But I love the way that they did that. Like, they were almost there a couple of different times, and they just never really found out. So love the way this first episode played out. Pretty simple. It was almost like a road trip. But, you know, every stop along the way, they get a little bit of information, and then here comes the Saint Killers to kill everyone that's either with them or was previously with them. Probably not, too much to do as far as kill anyone on the at the strip club, because the one person they needed info from is dead, so not much he could really do there. But he just walks along, he finds the inn, and that's all there is to it. So I'm very excited for the second episode tomorrow, which apparently it's supposed to premiere on Monday nights. I thought it was going to be on Sunday. I guess it was Monday last year. I thought it was Sunday last year too, because I know it was like in the summer as well. So it was like, well, we don't have much showing on Sundays. So I guess they changed the date to Monday now, so it's going to be every Monday. That's why they're doing like this 2-night premiere thing. I guess they did it because, Fear the Walking Dead is somewhat popular, so it was like, well, let's just throw Preacher Season 2 at the end of that, and then do the second episode the day after, which is really awesome for me, because I already love the show, but I think it's cool for people that might be getting into it. It's like, you can instantly, if you like it, you probably watch the first season anyway, but if you shoot through the first season, you get the first 2 episodes 2 days in a row, so maybe that might bring people in. The trailer, I think, looks great. Like, leading up to this first episode, I've always thought the trailer looked really good. So hopefully more people end up watching this season. They go back, check out season 1, and then, catch up and watch these first 2 episodes. But thought it was a great premiere. Very excited to see where we go with this. We have the Saints of Killers coming after them. We have some other organization, the people that are like all dressed in white in the promo. I thought that was just random. Like, when they pulled up in the truck, I was like, oh, that's like one random clip of people. But it seems like to be this big organization, and they're all dressed in like white suits all the time. So I'm like, I have no idea who this is. One person, he has like one eye. They are doing like a million other things. I don't know what's happening in this season. But there seem to be, they got the Saint Killers and then this other organization coming after them. We see Assface, a little bit of Arseface, however you prefer to say it. We see him, so he's going to officially be in hell, I guess, waking up in the next episode, and he's with Hitler and some other bad people. So, excited to see how that plays out, how he ends up escaping, if he does. I would assume he does, but we'll have to just wait and see exactly how that ends up playing out. But thought this was definitely a good first episode. Very excited for episode 2. But would love to know what you guys thought about the premiere, so please comment below. Let me know your favorite parts about it, your least favorite parts about it. And of course, going into episode 2, definitely want to know how you guys think our little trio is going to end up escaping the Saint of Killers. With the way this episode ended, he's just pointing the gun straight at him. We find out early on in the episode that the bullets affect him no matter what. Like, he picks a bullet out of the car, and it starts to sizzle, and it like burns his hand, because basically it's like, an angel bullet, and he's like the devil at this point. So, like a holy Bible burning the devil. So that was interesting. I was like, okay, so if you could get those bullets and stuff and kind of melt things down, it changes up how the weapons might work. So I don't know if that'll come into play, in the future, depending on how this whole Saint of Killers things goes. I don't know if he's the permanent villain of the series or how that plays out. But very interested for how things are about to play out in this next episode and in the season as a whole. I like the trailer, like the full season trailer looked really good too. So very excited for where we're headed. But like I said, want to know what you guys thought about this episode, and want to know how you guys think they'll escape the Saint of Killers in the beginning of the next episode. So please put your comments down in the comment section below. And of course, thanks for watching.